Hello everyone, Blastazard55 here, and this is a Fantastech Films tutorial, so welcome. Before I start with the tutorial and what it's going to be about, I'm just going to give a little channel update because, I haven't been posting in a while. Depending on what time you're watching this, they could be relevant or not. So, basically, I've been working on some short films, and I'm going to be adding those to my channel because I found that I like to do like short films and make different special effects. So yeah, if I haven't been posting in a while, it's probably because I'm working on a short film or I'm busy with something else. So my new production name is Fantastech Films, so like Tech Tech. So yeah, that's just a little update on it. So anyways. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make the portal effect from Doctor Strange, and it looks something like this. Okay, so now that you've seen what it looks like, I'm going to show you how to make that. It's kind of like a preview sort of sneak peek kind of bonus for my next short film, because my next short film is indeed going to be a Doctor Strange short film. So sorry, I'm just adjusting my microphone. So without further ado, let's get started. I've imported my footage here. Um, like depending on what it depends whatever your footage is, but mine here is just a still shot. So this is one of the frames, the shots where I have the portal in. Okay, so but we're not going to be using that quite yet. So let's go up to composition, create a new composition. I'm going to rename this to portal. Mine's going to be 1920 by 1080, so full HD. We'll click OK. Alright, so now we're going to create a new solid. Right click, new solid, black solid. Let's call it particle. Click OK. And then we're going to go up to effect, and then I already have it here, but it's under simulation, and then CC particle systems 2. Okay, so you can't see it because it kind of like erupts like that. So let's go up to a frame where it's all in. Alright, now we're going to go under the physics tab, change the animation from an explosive to a twirl, which is going to give it like a swirly kind of effect. We're going to change the gravity to 0. Then it's completely straight. It's not like going in a certain direction or anything. We'll change the resistance to 40. So yeah, and then it makes it smaller and kind of like, different. All right, and then we're going to change the extra to negative 0.9. And so now it's gonna give it more like orangey effect. It kind of reminds me of like Starry Starry Night by Van Gogh. I don't know. But all right. So now let's go under particle and change the max opacity to 100. Alright, so that's so far what we are going to do with the particles, and then I'm going to go to my layer, right click on it, and click on pre-compose. Oops, my tabs are in another window because I was. Alright, so I'm going to call this I don't know. Yeah, we'll just keep it at pre-comp 1. It's fine. Alright. And I'm gonna make sure to click on move out all attributes into new composition, so make sure that's clicked and then click OK. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to the toolbar here and then hold on the rectangle tool here and then go to ellipse tool. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create a circle. So hold your mouse and then hold control shift and drag your mouse out to create a perfect circle. So we'll go about there. Alright, now let's, when you make the mask, it should give up the options, but if it's not, then just click on the layer, press M, so show it. Alright, so we're going to change this add to subtract, and so then that's going to put like a hole in like the portal. So what I want to do is I want to make it a bit bigger, so I'm just going to double click on this point, hold control shift, and then drag it out a bit more. That's better. Alright, next, let's press F on the keyboard while selecting layer, and then we're going to increase the feather. So I'll toggle this off so I can see everything. So feathering out, you make it blend better. So I'll go about, I think There, that's good. Alright, so just feather it out till whatever you want. And now let's go and create another new solid. Right click new solid. We'll rename this to Saber. And okay, I apologize. One thing I did forget to mention is you're going to need an external plugin called Saber from Video Copilot. It's an amazing plugin. You can do so many cool things with it. You know, it's meant for lightsabers, but you can do like a bunch of other stuff with it. It's cool. It's completely free, no hassle. I will leave a link in the description below, so you can download that, because you will need this for this tutorial. So just download it and then use the installer to install it to After Effects. Alright, so let's go to the Effects and Presets tab and we'll type in Saber. And then here it is, drag it on here. If it does you don't have the Effects and Presets tab here, you can just go to Effect, Video Copilot Saber. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to our ellipse tool and then we're going to create another ellipse. So hold your mouse, Control Shift, and then create a circle like that. Oops. I'll just redo that. So you want to make sure that you let go of your mouse first, then let go of Control Shift so it doesn't like move somewhere else. Now we're going to go up to Customize Core and change the core type to Layer Masks. And so what that's done is it's made the Saber follow the circle, and that's what we want because it's our portal effect. If you made like a rectangle, then it would follow the rectangle's path. So now let's go up to Preset, change that to Burning, and that gives it a more fiery orange look. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to change the blending mode to add. So just toggle the switches here, and then if it's like this, just toggle switches, then change the mode to add. All right, there we go. So that's given kind of like you know, our portal is now like, you can see there's the sparks and then there's like the ring itself. So I'm just gonna adjust. So glow intensity. No, okay, Control Z that. I want the glow spread to like, let's see. I'm just gonna play around with some settings here because there's a little bit of like glow here, and I don't think I want that. Yeah, that's better. Actually, a little bit more. Yeah, that's better. And so then if you need to adjust the size of the saber, make it a bit like closer to the particles, then just, you know, increase the size. But I think mine is fine. Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to change this back to the rectangle tool, hold it, and then select the rectangle tool. And so what you want to do is you want to pre-compose these two layers. So click one, hold shift, click the other, right click, pre-compose, and I don't know, you can just like call this portal effect or something. Alright, so now what you want to do is you want to create a rectangle now. So I apologize. And then create it, don't show the entire thing, show like about up to like there, around, yeah, there. And then what you want to do is you want to duplicate it, or actually here, let's press F and then feather it out a little bit, just like that. And then press Control D on your keyboard to duplicate the layer. And then what we want to do is go right click, transform, flip vertical, and then we're going to move this down here, and then we'll just kind of like adjust it. And so what this is supposed to be is this is supposed to be like kind of the reflection of the portal. So let's see, we're gonna so just adjust it to your liking, whatever you think looks fine. Alright, I think that looks fine. And so now click the reflection, press T on the keyboard, and then lower the opacity down. So I think I'll keep it at 50% so it's not as bright because it's the reflection, so it shouldn't be as bright. Alright, now let's right click and create a new solid, name it Sparks. Alright, and then we're going to go up to Effect, Simulation, CC Particle Systems 2. And then what we want to do is go to Physics, change the animation to fractal explosive. We'll change the birth rate to 0.1, so there's not as many sparks. And then what we'll do is, let's see, change the velocity to 1.5. Gravity, can take that to 0.9, just make it a little less. And then resistance, we'll take that up to 78. Then we can change the extra to 1.1. Let's say that. And then the longevity, we want to change this to 0.8. Alright, so now it's just like kind of a fading particle. So let's move our particles to kind of match the like, you know, thing. So oops, I meant to change the resistance to 78. Yeah, you don't want 8, you want 78. So about there. I think that's good. Now we're going to go to producer, and then what we're going to do is we're going to play with the radius X and radius Y. So radius X will make it wider, and then radius Y will make it taller. So I'm going to keep my radius Y at 0, and I'm just going to extend my radius X a bit more around, I'd say about there, so that the sparks looks like it's coming from like every single part. So alright, and now let's see, now we'll pre-compose everything. So just click one, hold shift, and click the others. Pre-compose, yeah, I can keep it as pre-comp 2. So now we want to take our footage, and what we'll do is we'll drag it, click your footage, drag it to this button here, and create a new composition. And we'll rename this comp to main comp. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to drag your portal in on top of it. There we go. Wait. You want to go blog. Oh, right, yeah. So what happens with the is like, because the saber is there already, but the sparks you know, they kind of have to come on. So you can, like, if you want the portal to just be there, then what you can do is you can just go to a point where the sparks, like all the sparks are there, and then just cut it like that, and then just move it to the beginning if you want. But if you want to actually like show the portal kind of being created, I will show you how to do that in a second. So let's just change this to screen. Alright, so now it's on our screen, so let's press S and we will scale it up. So let's see. Yeah, so I think that's good for mine. Yeah, if you like, now I'll show you how to make like the portal kind of like come out from nothing, because if you go to the beginning, the sparks aren't there, but then the saber still is. So let's go back to our pre-comp, open up portal effect, go to saber, and then what you want to do is we're going to play with the start offset. Believes let's see, check our stuff, start offset. Yeah, so I want my like portal to come, like, to start clockwise, so like it becomes like it travels clockwise. If you want to travel counterclockwise, then you'd use the keyframe the offset. But so we're gonna change the start offset to 100 for the beginning. Let's press the stopwatch, create a keyframe, and then we'll go, let's say, about 1 second in. Yeah, so let's look at like our spark. So when that around two seconds, so then we'll change this down to 0, and then that now our thing will animate. So if we just render out a preview here, let's wait for it to start. You can kind of, if we just render out the preview, it takes a while because it has to load stuff. But if we just like, So I just have a little bit there, and then if we render out a preview, you can see our Saber then kind of, it starts from nothing and then it keeps going. But I think it's going, I find it's going a bit too, like, it's not going fast enough. And so you see the particles coming before the Saber, and I don't think that would make much sense. I want the particles to come like to start more as the Saber is reaching the end. So what I'm gonna do is, here's our pre-comp. So we'll go back to portal effect, and then what we do is we press T on the keyboard, hit the stopwatch for opacity, and then bring it down to 0. And then let's see, we'll move up ahead, and then around when we want it to. So I'd say about here, almost as the portal's complete, and then I'll change that to 100, sorry. So then it kind of, yeah, and then it's sort of slowly like, so let's just render a preview. Alright. Okay, so I just want to see that again. Okay, still kind of, oops, don't double click it. Let's see, no, don't do anything with the, so it's still like kind of, like it's kind of happening. I want to start happening at around here. So what we can do is we can just drag out this keyframe, let's say over to there, so then it doesn't, it kind of, yeah, it starts to start fully blooming around there. And that's when, so like, I think, by the time it's here, I want to be kind of fully bloomed. So I'll just add it a bit more and then preview. Alright, so yeah, I think that's still better. You can kind of adjust it to your liking, but I'm just gonna keep it like that for now. So if we go back to our main comp and then render out a preview, yeah, so it's still the same. Actually, you can see our reflection actually isn't kind of following the same like, I guess, pattern. It's appearing still at the beginning. So let's see. So when does our, so the keyframe starts from the beginning and it goes to around, let's see, what's this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's around 2 seconds and then 7 frames. So let's go to our pre-comp. And then what we want to do is shift click these two and then press T on the keyboard, keyframe both, and then have or oops, not, don't want that. Go to beginning, keyframe those two, bring them both down to 0. Then we don't want both of them selected. And then we'll go to 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, around there. And then we'll have our reflection at 50% because that's how much we want it, and then our sparks are at 100%. So now it, like, it doesn't appear, it's kind of appearing sort of like when, because you want the reflection to like follow your thing, right? But actually, actually what we'll do for the sparks is we'll take this keyframe here and we'll move it just right next to it, so it doesn't like really start happening then. It kind of, see, let's move this a little back. Go to about 2 frames, and so then it's slowly like kind of then, yeah. Bring it a little bit farther back. Okay, there. So now let's go back to the beginning and we'll render a preview. Yeah. In my shot you can't see the reflection, but in your shot you might depending on what it is, you might still see the reflection. So even still, although for like this shot, I didn't when I was actually making this, I didn't actually make a reflection because there's no need for a reflection because you can't even see it. But for tutorial purposes, I'm showing the reflection. So yeah, we'll just go back, and then you can see there is our portal. So if you just want a blank portal like that, because kind of in the movie, it's just a blank portal when they're entering, like when they're exiting the mirror dimension. So if you just want to like kind of show that, then you are done here, my friend. But if you wish to continue, if you want like sorry, I kind of messed up my words there, but if you want um like an actual location inside the portal, like when they travel to another location, then you're not done yet. Alright, so if you want to have a location in your portal, then we're going to be going back to our portal, or not portal, pre-comp 2, because it has our sparks and reflection and everything. So, and I have imported my other like portal location. So I'm going to drop that underneath like both of the like underneath everything, because our top layer is the what's it um reflection, and then this one is the actual portal. So wait, just go back. Alright, so let's see, what was the pre-comp was normal. Alright, so you can see like the black and stuff, right? So we'll see. What we can do is we can change. So wait, yeah, we'll change both these. Actually, no, don't do anything. These. What we're gonna do is we're going to go here, hold and change the ellipse tool, and then zoom in. And we're going to create another circle, and we're going to make it like the size of the portal's hole. So around there. You can adjust it if needed later. And so what we're gonna do is wait, what mask is this one? Oh, right, it's that. Okay. So what we want to do is take this second mask and change it to a subtract. And so now we have you can see like the location to the portal, and then I'll just press F to feather it out, because like it's like because that's obviously like it's hard to kind of, so you want to make it blend in more, so kind of like that, and then it looks like it's actually coming from the other side of the portal, but you can still see the location. So what we're gonna do, hit S on the keyboard and then lower the sides, because it's a rectangle. It's not gonna fit like completely. So what we'll do is just make it to a certain, like as much as you can. So like that. You have your location in the portal. So let's go back to the main comp. And so now, I'm not sure whether this problem will occur with you or not, but it's occurred with me, so you can't really see it, right? So what you have to do is, let's create, we'll go to portal, and then, let's see, control, or, I believe, what was it? I just have to check. Alright, okay, so duplicate the footage by pressing Control D, bring it over top, actually no, wait, bring it underneath the portal, and then we're going to rename this to, portal correction, and then what we want to do is bring it, let's see, alright, so what we'll do is we're going to create another ellipse. So this time we're going to make it like an actual like regular circle, so we'll make it yay big, and then so we'll have to subtract, or oops, add. Alright, and so what we want to do with this portal correction layer is go to up to effects, color correction, curves, and then we want to make it dark, like as dark as you can get it without it resetting, like dark, like dark. Yeah, so there. And then now that doesn't really look that good. So what we're gonna do, feather it out. 'Cause feather it out, it helps. It makes everything like blend better. And then now it looks like it's actually coming from Portal. And then afterwards we can just color correct the footage. So adjustment layer, put it underneath the footage because we don't want it to affect the Portal. Color correction, you can do hue and saturation, bring this to about like -20. Yeah. And then we'll do color correction. Oops, yeah, not coloring. We want color correction curves. And then we can kind of make it a bit darker, slightly darker. Bring up the red, so can kind of bring up like the highlights a bit, and then decrease the shadows. Decreasing the shadows, but not too much. Blue or not alpha blue can increase kind of the shadows, but then lower this, make like an S curve. So let's bring this down too. And there you kind of have a better like thing. So actually, what I want to do is I don't want to make this as dark, so we'll just make this a bit lighter, but still like light enough to see. All right, and then let's increase the feather a bit actually. So like so. And there you have it. That is how you make the portal effect from Doctor Strange. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This is kind of one of my this is my second tutorial actually. So let me know how I can improve. And there's other things going through my head on how I can improve, but let me know how I can improve. If you enjoyed this tutorial, leave a like, and I hope you enjoy my new short films when they come out. So please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.